Hi there, I'm Sam Tucker from Microsoft. All of their users hate all the AI crap in it.
More and more PC builders are now using Linux instead of Windows.
Some Zorin OS download data suggests that Windows might be losing its stranglehold.
On January 28, 2026, Microsoft reported earnings that beat expectations on both revenue and profit. By every traditional measure, it was a good quarter. The stock dropped 10% in a single day, wiping out $357 billion in value. That reaction tells you something important. Investors weren't reacting to what Microsoft reported, they were reacting to what Microsoft revealed. A company spending tens of billions on AI, while their core platform dominance was quietly slipping away. Not to Google, not to Amazon, not to any corporation with shareholders and a board of directors. To something that has no CEO, no marketing budget, no headquarters. Something built by volunteers and maintained by engineers who do it because they believe in it. Something Microsoft once called a cancer. Linux is quietly dismantling everything Microsoft spent 30 years building. And the most brutal part? Microsoft knows it, because the very infrastructure Microsoft uses to make billions today runs on Linux. In the 1990s, Microsoft didn't just sell software, they controlled everything. You wanted to run a business? You needed Windows. You needed Microsoft servers. You needed Microsoft protocols. They called their strategy embrace, extend, and extinguish. Find an open standard, embrace it publicly, extend it with proprietary features. Then extinguish the competition by making everything else incompatible. It worked perfectly for decades. Windows ran on 97% of personal computers. Their server software dominated corporate data centers. Internet Explorer controlled over 90% of web browsing. Microsoft wasn't just a company, it was the operating system of modern civilization. And then a Finnish engineer named Linus Torvalds, working on a hobby project in his apartment, started something that would take 30 years to fully detonate. In 2024, Linux controlled 44.8% of the global server operating system market. The Linux OS market was worth $21.97 billion in 2024. By 2032, analysts project it will hit $99.69 billion, a 20.9% compound annual growth rate, one of the fastest expansions of any technology sector on Earth. But that number alone doesn't tell the full story. 92% of virtual machines running across AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud run Linux. Windows accounts for the remaining 8%. The cloud is the future of computing. Every major corporation, every government agency, every startup building the next generation of technology runs their infrastructure in the cloud. And 92% of that infrastructure runs Linux. But here's where it gets truly extraordinary. Look specifically at Azure, Microsoft's own cloud, the servers Microsoft owns, the data centers Microsoft operates and bills customers for every single month. Over 60% of Azure virtual machines run Linux. Microsoft built their most profitable business on top of the software they spent decades trying to destroy. While Microsoft was busy putting Copilot buttons in Notepad and AI prompts in File Explorer, something was happening in the boardrooms of the world's most powerful companies that nobody was covering on the front page. The Fortune 500 switched. In 2026, 72.6% of Fortune 500 companies run Linux for mission-critical workloads. Finance, healthcare, government, defense, the industries where failure costs lives and billions of dollars. The most careful, most conservative, most change-resistant industries on Earth. They chose Linux. Red Hat Enterprise Linux holds 43.1% of enterprise deployments. Ubuntu Server holds 33.9%. These aren't hobby systems. These are processing your bank transactions, managing your medical records, handling air traffic control. The most critical infrastructure on Earth runs Linux. And Microsoft's enterprise dominance is eroding quarter by quarter, contract by contract, data center by data center. There's a reason enterprises keep choosing Linux over Windows Server. It's not ideology, it's pure numbers. Running identical hardware through 2026 benchmark suites, the gap is not close. Linux handles approximately 19,700 web requests per second. Windows Server handles 13,200, a 49% performance advantage on the same physical hardware. Idle RAM usage on Linux sits at 210 megabytes. Windows Server idles at 820 megabytes, nearly 4 times the memory consumption, doing absolutely nothing. Cold boot time on Linux is 18 seconds. Windows Server takes 42 seconds. When you're running thousands of servers, when every millisecond costs money, when every megabyte of RAM is billed by the hour, these numbers determine the entire economics of your infrastructure. This is why cloud providers defaulted to Linux. This is why enterprises chose Linux. Not politics, not philosophy. The math was undeniable. While Linux was taking over the infrastructure layer of the global economy, Microsoft was doing something that tells you everything about where their priorities went wrong. They put a Copilot button in Notepad. They added AI suggestions to Photos, Prompts, and File Explorer, a dedicated Copilot hardware key on new keyboards. They renamed approximately 80 distinct products to include the word Copilot. A leaked internal comment from a senior Microsoft executive described most of their Copilot products as gimmicky. Another insider said, "There is a delusion on our marketing side where literally everything has been renamed to have Copilot in it." They charged $30 per user per month to unlock Copilot inside Microsoft 365. They have 440 million commercial subscribers. Only 2% paid for it. A Gartner survey found that of organizations that finished Copilot trials, only 5% moved to larger deployment. The Net Promoter Score tracking Copilot's accuracy dropped from -3.5 to -24 in 2 months. Among users who quit Copilot after trying it, 44% said distrust of the answers was the primary reason. Then came Recall. Microsoft announced it as the flagship feature of an entirely new PC category. It would screenshot everything you do every few seconds, run it through AI, and let you search your entire computer history. Security researchers immediately called it a keylogger built into the operating system. A developer built a tool within days that extracted every screenshot from the unencrypted local database. Microsoft pulled it before it shipped, delayed it an entire year, and by early 2026, fewer than 10% of Windows 11 PCs could even run it. Microsoft was so focused on winning the AI narrative that they lost sight of the thing that built their empire: the platform, the infrastructure, the operating system. And while they were renaming everything Copilot, Linux kept compounding. Here is the part of this story that would almost be funny if the numbers weren't so large. Microsoft's most profitable business today is Azure. Intelligent Cloud revenue hit $32.9 billion in Q2 fiscal year 2026, up 29% year over year. Azure grew at 37 to 38% annually. Microsoft is making extraordinary money from the cloud, and 60% of that cloud runs Linux. They fought Linux for 2 decades, called it a cancer, deployed legal threats, spent billions building competing products, questioned the security of open-source software at every opportunity. Then they lost. So completely and so thoroughly that they had to build their most profitable business on top of Linux just to survive. Azure is not a Microsoft platform that tolerates Linux. Azure is increasingly a Linux platform that Microsoft happens to own. The enterprise customers paying Microsoft billions every year are mostly paying for Linux infrastructure with a Microsoft billing interface sitting on top. They didn't destroy Linux. Linux absorbed them. The January 2026 earnings call was supposed to be a celebration. Revenue beat expectations. Profit beat expectations. By traditional metrics, everything looked fine. But investors looked past the headline numbers. They saw a company that bet $13 billion on an OpenAI partnership and is now absorbing billions in losses every quarter. A company whose flagship AI product was declined by 98% of its own existing customers. A company whose operating system lead has become irrelevant in the markets that actually drive the future. And underneath all of it, a reality Microsoft has been quietly managing for years. The infrastructure of the digital economy runs Linux. The cloud runs Linux. The servers run Linux. The web runs Linux. 96.3% of the world's top web servers run Linux. 500 of the world's 500 fastest supercomputers run Linux. Microsoft's empire isn't being destroyed in a dramatic battle. There's no declaration of war, no single moment of defeat. It's being quietly, methodically, irreversibly replaced. One server deployment at a time. One cloud migration at a time. One enterprise contract at a time. Linus Torvalds never set out to destroy Microsoft. He wanted to build something better and share it with the world. Software that answered to users instead of shareholders. An operating system engineers could trust completely because they could see every single line of it. 35 years later, that philosophy runs the world. Microsoft still has hundreds of billions in revenue. They still have billions of users. The empire isn't collapsing tomorrow. But the platform dominance they spent 3 decades building? The leverage that came from owning the operating system layer of civilization? That's gone. Linux took it. Not by fighting Microsoft, by simply being better, being free, and being everywhere. And by the time most people notice, the replacement will already be complete.